everyone, welcome to another episode of the Splash Sisters. I'm Hana,
And I'm Mev.
and we're so excited for this episode. First, we're going to start off with yesterday's national championship game, LSU versus Iowa. What do you think about that, Mev?
I just love how big games like that are putting women's hoops on the map. Everyone was talking about it, and you don't really see everyone talking about women's hoops all the time. So
Which they should, to be honest. But it was a really good game in the first half because then it started just getting really bad because the refs were really annoying. They were calling fouls on literally everything. And Caitlin Clark, who is the star of the show, was on the bench for a lot of the time, and LSU was making making it a 17-point game at that point. And even though Iowa's second best player was also in foul trouble, which was really annoying.
yeah, but seeing LSU, they could not miss. They literally weren't missing. Especially one of the girls' names, I forgot her name, but she averaged 2 points throughout the whole tournament, and she had 30 points yesterday. 30
Yeah, and
points.
that kind of infuriated me as a Caitlin Clark stan. And I like Caitlin Clark for years now. People are now jumping on the bandwagon. I just want to say I was there first. Anyways, but there was a lot of controversy following yesterday because after LSU ended up winning, Angel Reese started trolling Caitlin Clark just with the John Cena move and tapping on her ring finger. And a lot of people were getting mad, but do you think they deserve to get mad about that?
I think Angel Reese, at first, many people were attacking her, and then everyone, all the people just started defending her because, including me, she did nothing wrong. That's literally the name of the game. Trash talking.
Yeah,
It makes it so much more interesting. And everyone was hating on her, even though Caitlin Clark was literally doing the same thing. I don't know.
it's kind of crazy because it's literally at the end of the day, it's just basketball. People were being racist and attacking her over a basketball game, which is really sad. And she's literally a 20 years old, and grown men were attacking her on Twitter, and it was really weird. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, but she literally handled it like a boss. Literally didn't phase Angel at all. So we love to see it. She
Definitely,
turned
she
to
she has a bright future ahead of her, especially Caitlin Clark, one of the best women's college basketball players I've ever seen. College basketball in general, I've never seen someone just carry a team like that. To be honest, I know it's Iowa and it's not as prominent as UConn or South Carolina or whatever. Iowa would not have made the tournament without her. It just shows how much players she basically equals. She equals five players basically.
yeah, her offense is out of this world. She throughout how many points does she even average? I think she scored the most points
Ever
by a
and
woman in
I think no, I think in both
in both.
for
I don't know
men and
about
women.
both, but she's unreal. Caitlin Clark is literally putting women's hoops out there more. Same with Angel Reese, Paige Beckers, Haley Van Lith. This next generation is gonna make everyone respect
Honestly,
women's basketball
but
more.
I just wish Twitter was around during the Maya Moore college days, um, the Diana Taurasi college days. It was during Maya Moore's time, but it wasn't as crazy. There was billions of people on Twitter. But if it was, people would be going even more crazy for them. Everyone is quick. I love Clayton Clark and I think she's amazing, but she's definitely not the best college player, women's college basketball player of all time.
Why do you say who is Maya Moore? Diana
Maya Moore,
Taurasi?
Diana Taurasi, Brianna Store. I think I'd put them over her because they were just insane. They led their teams to multiple NCAA titles. Diana Taurasi was one of the most clutch beasts of all time.
I mean, they've brought
Brianna
out
Store
better
won.
teams. So Iowa is literally, you even said it, they're not even a tournament team without
Yeah, but
Caitlin. And the
the
stuff that she
level
did,
they were still better basketball players. You should have seen Maya Moore. If you squinted a little, you think that was a man on the court. That's how good she was. She was playing like an NBA player, and it was actually kind of crazy to witness. But Diana Taurasi, she reminded me of Kobe. She would literally talk trash too. People don't even realize Diana Taurasi talks more trash than anyone. She talks more trash than Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese combined. And that's the funny thing. And she would back it up too. She won 3 straight titles, and she would shoot from anywhere on the court, especially from deep, which was crazy. She literally was Caitlin Clark. That's the funny thing. She could take over a game with her passing and scoring, just like Caitlin Clark. Brianna Store, no one could stop Brianna Store. It's actually kind of crazy. She dominated the NCAA when she was playing.
she still
People don't
dominates the
realize how good
WNBA
she
now.
was. People do not realize how good she was. But I would put Caitlin Clark in that tier or probably a little below because she's just so good. And her stats are literally insane. She averages 20, 27, 8, and 8 throughout her whole college so far. And Iowa, like I said, Iowa would not have made it that far without her.
It's interesting to see, like,
She carries too much. Like Iowa, if they were a little better as a team, they definitely would have won. But I think they put all their energy out there to beat South Carolina. That's why they weren't as good versus LSU.
yeah, if you saw the South Carolina game, I think that game was even better than the LSU game. Caitlin Clark and the whole entire team.
Obviously,
I forgot. Like, the only name I really know is Caitlin Clark, but the tall blonde center, she played unreal defense. She shut down Aaliyah Boston.
she started off really well too, but she was fouled out.
Yeah, and then this one other guard, her defense is crazy. What's her? Do you know her name? Yeah, but her defense was absolutely crazy. So, but then nobody really showed up in the finals game like that hard, which was kind of like annoying.
Because when Caitlin's on the floor, they just can't function. That's what was really frustrating. LSU obviously is a more well-rounded, better basketball team, but South Carolina destroyed LSU in their regular season matchup. Like I said, I feel like Iowa put all their gas on South Carolina, so LSU was just firing at them at all cylinders, and it was just so hard to stop. Like Mev said before, players who were averaging 2 points all tournament were scoring 15, 20 points. You just can't stop that. And plus, Iowa's defense was really, really bad. They were leaving players open like every single possession.
That was like, remember when like Caitlin Clark like shooed a defender? I mean, shooed someone who was shooting a wide open three. They loved posting that she missed, but then they didn't post all the ones that she did that and they made it. You know how many more times they made the shot that she left them wide open? It doesn't matter. Like, you just can't leave players wide open nowadays. You just can't, because they're literally professional players. Like,
you can't leave anyone open unless they're Ben Simmons. That's it. Angel Reese definitely didn't deserve all this hate she's getting, and I'm happy that a lot of people are sticking up for her. At the end of the day, it's trash talk. It makes the game better. So don't get mad if you see Caitlin Clark doing it and you praise her or whatever, but then you go around and be racist and attack Angel Reese. It doesn't make any sense. And like I said, if Twitter was around during the Diana Taurasi UConn days, she won 3 straight national championships, she was talking trash more than both of these players combined.
And I think it's funny how everyone was saying, "Oh, Caitlin Clark, she's better. She's better than Killian Hayes. Let her be a Piston, or she's better than Marcus Morris." Do you not realize how many? I know they are. I'm saying, do you know how many more girls can how many more girls can be in the NBA? Like Brianna Stewart. Nobody ever talks about that. Brianna Stewart, Diana Taurasi in her prime. Like, they all could have been.
That's kind of tough because for me, I don't know. I feel like the only WNBA player I see being in the NBA is Maya Moore, just because of the physical component.
But you don't have to be that physical. Like, shoot a three. Like, you know, Caitlin Clark, her range. Didn't you tell me like the other day that Caitlin Clark,
she could definitely be a spot up shooter. Her, Diana in her prime, could be spot up shooters because I take them as a shooter over 90% of the NBA. They're amazing at shooting. They can shoot from anywhere, just like Damian Lillard and Steph Curry. But obviously, they're not as good as them, but they could shoot from anywhere. They have unlimited range. That's why I think they could be spot up shooters in the NBA. But the difference is that their body types aren't as physically gifted as these NBA players.
I'm not gonna lie, like Caitlin Clark in the game yesterday, she was like pushing off a lot, like, you know, and then in the NBA, like yeah, you can't really do that against like an NBA player.
Spot up shooter, but Maya Moore was something else for me. I feel like she was a physical beast too. Like, obviously, it doesn't match up to NBA players, but in the NBA, you can't even touch anyone in the NBA, anyways. If we're being honest, like if I touch you, it's a foul.
The type of defense that still gets played by players like
if at the same time, if you give Maya Moore, a little bit of space, if you give Diana Taurasi a little bit of space, if you give Caitlin Clark a little bit of space, they're splashing it right in front of you. Right in front of your eye. That's why the NBA right now isn't as physical as it used to be. And like we said, if you breathe on someone, it's a foul. So that's why NBA defenders don't really guard someone as best as they can nowadays. We don't see that great defense anymore. So I love trolls in the comments. Oh, she'd get bodied in the NBA. You can't body anyone in the NBA without getting called for a foul. So that wouldn't even happen in the first place. That's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, and wasn't there like a WNBA player who got drafted by the NBA? Reggie Miller's.
I'm not sure if it was Reggie Miller's sister, actually. I know it was someone else. She was blonde. She got drafted by the NBA. I forgot
Never
her
mind
name.
then.
But I know Reggie Miller's sister was a beast in college. So a lot of people forget how good she was. There was even a story on where she beat Reggie Miller one-on-one. And he always hypes up his sister. His sister is also so good in college. Dawn Staley, who else? Cynthia Cooper. They were also great in college. So I really hate when people say, "Oh, Caitlin Clark is the best women's basketball player to ever live," or whatever.
No, they
When
definitely could
she's
have
really
played.
not. She's really not. Gotta respect the old talents that you don't. That just because you haven't heard of someone doesn't mean they aren't better than what's currently trending. You know. Even
Yeah.
though Caitlin Clark is definitely one of the most talented players I've ever seen, I just feel like she still has a long way to go to become the greatest basketball player of all time, female. So
Yeah, but like the main point of all this is like how much national coverage like women's basketball has gotten.
but at the same time, nowadays is a lot different from back then. Like if Caitlin Clark was doing this 20 years ago, a lot of people would have forgotten it by now. Just because there weren't that much coverage. But now there's so much coverage. That's the sad part because Diana Taurasi was doing this. Brianna Storr was doing this. Even though Brianna Storr was doing this like not even that long ago, but people still forgot about it, which is crazy. She won 4 straight national championships. How do people forget about that and don't talk about that as much and just forget about it when saying Caitlin Clark was better? Brianna Storr was something else in college. She was just so dominant. I don't think anyone's won 4 straight national championships. That's never happened before.
It's actually crazy.
She's just so dominant. I love Brianna Storr. And now she's on my team.
How many WNBA championships does she have too? She's one of the best
2.
winners of all time. Absolutely unreal.
There is no way the New York Liberty is not winning this year. I know the Las Vegas Aces are good, but the New York Liberty have it's just hard to even process this. They have Courtney Vandersloot, one of the best point guards of all time, WNBA champion. Sabrina Ionescu, one of the best guards in the league currently, will probably be one of the best guards
Sabrina
ever.
pulling up like Caitlin Clark numbers and like triple doubles and in college.
Sabrina Ionescu is putting up way more triple doubles. She is the leader in triple doubles in NCAA history.
And then everyone was.
But I
I
do remember Sabrina getting a lot of hype, but people just forgot about it. Like
It's actually
people have
crazy.
the attention span of a goldfish. I do remember Sabrina
Yeah,
being
she
on
was getting
every
so
outlet.
much. She was getting so much attention, just like Caitlin Clark. Maybe not as much, but nobody. I feel like so many people
Obviously,
forgot about her.
Caitlin Clark's numbers are literally insane, but that's not all on the basketball court people can produce. But anyways, we have Courtney Vandersloot at point guard, Sabrina Ionescu as shooting guard. Doesn't really matter. They're both gonna handle the ball. Benija Laney, all star, who's also very underrated. She's like our Swiss Army knife. She's gonna make teams. If you think you could leave her open and double team Brianna, you're sadly mistaken. I mean, happily mistaken. But Brianna Storr, multiple time MVP and championship winner, and then a center Jonquel Jones, who's literally like Kevin Durant of the WNBA. She is so skilled
So
and
what you're telling
scary.
me-
She can score over anyone. We have the most sacked roster in WNBA history. So please watch games this year. We will probably be blowing out every team.
So what you're telling me is this is like the KD Warriors team? Nobody wants to watch that.
No, but the thing is,
They're
everyone
gonna
wants to
destroy
watch
everyone.
But the thing is that Las Vegas Aces also did some crazy things. They are the defending championships. They are the defending champions, and they got Candace Parker in the offseason. Candace Parker, even though Candace Parker is not quite in her prime, she is still a very good player.
I mean, it's kind of.
And they obviously did that to match up with us because, like, who else is gonna beat us? It's gonna be the Las Vegas Aces and Liberty Show.
Yeah, and it's actually good that they did like build like really good teams like that because people are gonna watch those games. Like nobody watches like the Pistons either. So like obviously nobody's gonna watch like the bad teams of either league, but the big good teams, those are the teams you market and people start to watch, and then that's how they get into the sport.
It just makes me sad because there's so many like great WNBA players that deserve coverage. Like I know some of them actually did get a lot when they were in college, but once they get to the WNBA, it stops. That's what makes me mad. People just don't give WNBA a
like
chance.
remember Arike Ogunbowale? I think I said. I don't know if I said that right.
Yeah,
Everyone,
right.
she got 2 game-winning shots in the in a row. Like I don't remember what rounds they were, like the C16 or the Elite 8.
She did literally in the final.
And then 2 game-winning shots, like buzzer beater game-winning shots. Everyone was like talking.
Everyone
about
went crazy. And she goes to the WNBA, she puts up better numbers and no one's saying a peep. That's what gets me mad.
But yeah, it's just like you know how they're marketing like the the college championship, like that's how they need to. It's not even their fault. That's how they need to market
I
the
think to be
WNBA.
honest, I feel like from the beginning there's always been more college basketball fans because the WNBA started off in like the late 1990s, and like that's why I feel like the fans weren't there from the beginning, like college basketball for women. But I feel like over the years the WNBA started getting more and more followers.
But
But yeah, I feel like they do deserve just as much or even more recognition because they are better basketball players.
like listen, it's not even even if they do post it. If you look at any comment section on a WNBA, like in the WNBA finals last year, anytime ESPN or Bleacher Report posted something, all the comments were so disgusting and rude. So like you just have to. It's just the trolls. The trolls will never go away.
I feel like there's just so many misogynists. I feel like real people, real basketball fans, good people, real good people respect women's basketball. Like a lot of them will say, "Oh, the WNBA is trash." How many minutes have they seen? Let me guess. Probably like they've never seen a game in their life, and they're saying all this stuff. You could just tell who's never seen a WNBA game before. The quality is amazing. It's
They just don't dunk.
the skill level is literally insane. They play at the highest level. There are more fundamental basketball players than NBA players because a lot of NBA players have that like they're like huge. They don't really like have that skill compared to the
Like Andre Jordan.
most WNBA players are have to be skilled to be in the WNBA. The WNBA is like really limited in spots. There's only 12 teams. That's why I'm begging for an expansion. There's only 12 teams in the WNBA and very little spots in each team. And if you think about it, the WNBA draft, there's a WNBA draft every year. Do you know how many top picks are getting cut every single year? Because you just have to
Yeah.
be the best to be on a team. And it's so hard to make a WNBA team. People don't even realize how hard it is.
It's
Like
not just
remember when
that
that
they don't have
remember
the
when
money to do it. They can do an expansion. It's just they need to get
I think
money to get
eventually
in.
I actually do think there will be an expansion soon. But right now that there isn't, recently I'm pretty sure like last year or the year before that, there was a WNBA player who's drafted third, third and fourth, and they both got cut like the next year. Imagine, let's say, like who's drafted third. Imagine Luca getting drafted third and getting cut, which obviously he's amazing. I need a better example. Let's say Marvin Bagley getting cut the next year. Marvin Bagley's still an NBA team, but if he was in the WNBA, he'd be out of the league.
The NBA has G League, which is a huge league again. They have the actual league, which has 30 teams, 12 roster spots each. If you're not in the league, you're just obviously you don't belong there because obviously you're not as good. But you can go down, go overseas, get better. But for the WNBA, if you get cut, it's like pretty much over. You don't have another chance unless you do go play overseas.
It's
But
just so
how are you
hard.
gonna come back to the WNBA?
It's just hard with the draft being every year and like adding like so many more players that have to try out. Most players that get drafted do not make it in the league. I know that you could say the same thing about the NBA, but for the WNBA, literally it's like
I
ten
don't think
percent,
anyone knows
like
that. Like
10%.
most people don't know that. Like
Know what?
how like what you just said, like how
Oh,
hard it is to actually make the league.
it's
So
so that's why the talent of WNBA is at all time high because it's so hard to make a team and just people don't give it a chance so they don't realize how good it is. Because I swear, so many of my followers DM me and they're like, "Wow, like I didn't realize how good
no,
WNBA was
Hana,
until I
but
gave it a chance."
Hana, they don't dunk. They don't dunk, so it's not worth watching.
I feel like so many
Except
NBA
for
fans
the
just want to watch for dunks at this point. Like you'll get the same thing that you get for NBA except no dunking. That's it. They just won't dunk. Except Brittany Griner, she'll dunk
and
sometimes.
like most of the time it's no crazy dunks. Like obviously the NBA has crazy dunks sometimes, but
But do you
that's not
really
the only
watch
reason we watch.
if you
We don't
watch
watch a game
basketball
for.
if you watch basketball for dunks, like what are you doing?
Go look at some highlight reels like on dunks if that's all you want to
I
see.
watch
I want
basketball
yeah.
for like the skill for like the I watch basketball for the shot making, the handles,
The
the the
playmaking,
play the team play. Like I love seeing the team work together, ball movement, all that. Like, I just love seeing beautiful basketball. And that's what you get with the WNBA. And the dunking isn't that crazy. If you want to see dunking, go watch a dunk contest.
yeah. Also like
A lot of NBA
What do
players
you
don't
think
even dunk,
about?
if we're being honest. There isn't that many NBA players that dunk on a regular game by game basis. So when people
Yeah.
say, "Oh, there's no dunking, lower the rims," I'm like, do you ever see Steph Curry dunk? It's like rare when you see Steph Curry dunk. It's rare when you see Chris Paul dunk. It's rare when you see any point guard in the NBA dunk. Really,
Yeah, like the best dunking
like
guard is like Zach Levine or like
if you're
that.
being honest, you'll see lobs. You'll see lobs a lot. Are you that interested in lobs? Where you wouldn't watch a WNBA team play basketball, like great basketball? Like, are you serious? Like you want to see Dwight Powell put a lob in so bad that you want to see Diana Taurasi drain a three from 30 feet? Like, are you serious? That's why you're not watching WNBA.
Like also the WNBA finals every year are so good. Like I'm not even gonna lie, the WNBA finals last year was more interesting than the NBA finals last
100%. I
year.
think a lot of
But
people
look,
were
though,
saying that
nobody knows
too.
that.
A
Only the
lot of
people
people
who
were saying
actually
that.
take a chance will know that information. It was
So many
so
people were
interesting.
saying
I
that
was on the
too.
edge of my seat.
Chelsea, I don't know how people forgot already, but Chelsea Gray was making shots that you couldn't even believe. And the NBA finals last year was terrible after the
No,
first
but
two
people would
games.
rather watch
It was
Kate.
terrible.
No, but people would rather watch Katie get locked down. That's what they'd rather watch, but instead of this beautiful round of basketball. Like there's good and bad series.
KD?
What?
KD. You mean Tatum?
Oh yeah, I don't know what I meant Tatum. But the thing is, um, there's good and bad series of any like league. And people just think, oh, I see some Shaq
For the
Tina
NBA,
Full
for the
moments, like,
WNBA
I'm gonna
though,
watch
like
it.
you like rarely see like a series that someone is so heavily favored in.
Hana, it's because the videos that go viral are the ones of them missing wide open layups.
I think the misogynists just wait till see like a bad. You can cherry pick any day in the NBA. Like I can cherry pick someone missing a wide open layup just as easily as I can in the WNBA.
There's literally a whole Shaq Tina Full series.
Exactly.
Shit happens. Like people make stupid mistakes. You know how many times Hana has missed her free throws? Like she literally airballed so many.
Why'd
free
you have to
throws.
mention that?
Like we were literally every year we played basketball, she had to airball. One time she airballed a pair of free throws.
That was so bad because I airballed in front of varsity. And I literally cried for like a whole week. And my siblings still make fun of me for it, like on a daily basis. Can they just get over it? But my comeback is always Giannis airballs free throws, LeBron airballs free throws. So Hana Hoops can't airball free throws. At the same time, yeah, like I just said, they airball free throws. NBA players airball free throws. Am I gonna cherry pick, put it underneath every sports center? Say, oh, they suck at basketball, like they're terrible. Tell them to go back in the kitchen. Like that's
Tell him
what
to go back to construction, or tell him to like all this
go back to war.
misandrous. Go back to war. All this misandrous.
I just think that women are just a lot more classier than men when it comes to respect. Like so many men, I'm not even gonna call them men. I'm gonna call them boys. They're so disrespectful. Like they don't even get the WNBA chance. Like I said a million times in this episode.
No, but a lot of them, like you can't. I mean, obviously, like most of them.
A lot of them hate watch too. Like some of them will see like a great play, and that's what they're like, oh wow, look her foot was behind the line, that doesn't count as a three, or something like that. They'll just say some dumb shit.
Yep.
I could go on about this for like 10 hours straight.
My goal is just keep to like spread women's basketball, keep posting about women's basketball, just get more people involved. Like we could keep.
I think an expansion could definitely help, because like it would make more states be aware of the WNBA.
Do you know Caitlin Clark?
Because it's a really small league. Is like a lot of people don't even know about really small leagues, so you have to expand in order for people to realize it.
But everyone knows about it; they just don't want to watch. But what I was gonna say is, Caitlin Clark is literally gonna be making more money as a college player than. So she's gonna finish off her years and then go to the WNBA. Isn't that sad?
It is sad. I just feel like a lot of people. I'm just telling you right now, the skill level in the WNBA, they're amazing, and just to give them a chance, I feel like I gave them a chance so many years ago. And I was aware of what people were saying about the WNBA, but I still gave it a chance, and I had so much fun watching it. Like I fell in love with Diana Taurasi, and I was a huge Mercury fan too. But I wanted to stay local, so I also became a fan of Liberty too, even though we sucked for so many years, and now we're a super team. But yeah, so I feel like a lot of people do give it a chance, and there is a lot of good people who, I know a lot of girls. Obviously, girls respect it. I feel like girls and a lot. Do you know my biggest pet peeve? is when people say, "Oh, tell girls to watch the WNBA. More men watch WNBA than women." Okay, more men watch sports in general than women. So obviously, you're probably going to see more men watch women's basketball, right?
Yeah, like if you're a woman who does enjoy basketball, most of them do watch the WNBA. But you can't be like, I can't go to my little sister who likes volleyball and be like, oh, watch the WNBA right now. She's gonna be like, what? Like I don't even like basketball. So you just, I don't know.
But my brother who plays basketball and watches basketball will sometimes watch games with me too. Because people who are interested in basketball will watch basketball, and most of them are men that are interested in basketball. So that's why that stat where people try to tear down women for not watching WNBA is so stupid. I just love
Yep.
disproving these terrible theories by misogynists on Twitter.
Well, I think now that we're done talking about women's hoops,
I don't want to be done. Can we keep talking about it?
I could literally talk about it for like 2 hours, but we got places to be. But let's talk about.
Let's just shift to the NBA now, I guess. Oh wait, who do you think is gonna win the men's?
Oh, the men's game. It's
Probably
today.
UConn, right?
Not gonna lie, I was only keeping up with women's NCAA, but yeah,
It's
I'm gonna
gonna
say UConn too.
it's
I
gonna
saw the
be
teams.
UConn. Even the Final Four this year is so different from other Final Fours for men. Like it's
always-
really
isn't always
it's
different,
really
bro.
it's always there's always some team, like some legendary team like Kansas, Duke, Kentucky, etc. But this year it was all like San Diego State, like all I can't even
bracket still intact.
no, because
It's
no one
never- I didn't even
no
know.
one no one could have predicted this Final Four. It's like really like
Yeah, like I
random.
didn't even attempt.
But I
to
like
make a
it.
bracket
But
this
I
year.
like it. I kind of want
I
San
didn't even
Diego. I
attempt.
want San Diego State to win because they've never won before, and UConn has won a couple times. But I just I feel like UConn will definitely win.
Yeah, it should be a good game, but I'm telling you, it's not gonna get as many views as the women's game. I'm telling you.
Not even close. I just wish the women's game was a little closer. Refs ruined the game. But anyways, I feel like UConn as college as a college basketball whatever is the best program for men and women's basketball from any college in ever. They just have won so much. They have great championship blood. Obviously, the women's team has won a million times with Gino Auriemma as the coach, and the men's team I think has won 4 times, 4 or 5 times. Maybe they'll win. I think it'll be 5 now. It's 4 or 5 now that they're gonna win if they win today. But yeah, if you want to play basketball, you should go to UConn. It's just the best program, if we're being honest. Anyways, now let's shift to NBA.
So, what do you think about the new NBA rules, Hana?
I like them, to be honest. For the games played one, I like it a lot because for me, it's a big thing. I always look at games played when I rank players for a season because I think it's obviously a huge difference. If one player plays 15, 20 more games than another player, I just can't put that player over them. Like if they're like similar in
Yeah, but the NBA
like
the
production.
NBA voters have no problem doing that. That's the thing. That's why they're even doing this. Because like this year, it's starting next year, right? Or does it start this year? This new rules
Next year.
Okay, so this year, you might still see a bunch of players who didn't play 65 games make an All NBA team.
The All NBA team's
So-
gonna look so weird though, because there's a lot of players who didn't play 65 games this year. LeBron, Curry, Kevin Durant, who else? A lot of others. I think Jimmy Butler maybe.
Yeah, but
James
like,
Harden didn't play 65 games. Maybe I'm just saying this off the top of my
yeah,
head.
but like you're gonna see the
Next year they will not. Next year they will not make an NBA team if they play this much.
The NBA teams are gonna be like DeMar DeRozan, which is deserved. DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine,
Jalen
Mikal
Brunson,
Bridges.
Julius Randle. Even though Julius Randle deserves it.
I mean, it's still gonna have like actually not Joel Embiid. Maybe
By the way, guys,
this
this is Walt Frazier, the king of New York.
nobody
Just
asked.
letting you guys know. Respect Walt Frazier.
I'm just joking. I'm gonna
Clyde the Glide.
Walt Frazier's
I still need to glue Mello because Mev broke him. Anyways, but I actually do for NBA. Really, the NBA always plays 65 games. The MVP, right?
Yeah,
I feel like they never play less than 65 games.
Yeah, like the only MVP who hasn't played, I think I saw a stat that said the only MVP who hasn't played 65 games or at least 70 games was Bill Walton in 1978. He played less than 70 games, and like that's the only MVP that, because like how are you gonna choose an MVP that missed that many games? It just makes no sense. So, like Embiid was kind of close this year to not making 65 games, but
The MVP,
yeah,
Joel Embiid.
MVP is not really. I feel like it's still up in the air. Like I have no idea who's gonna win MVP, but I hope it's gonna be Embiid. But yeah, the other like
But I
uh,
really do like that because I feel like people do deserve um they do deserve it more in all in baseball or MVP or whatever if they play more games or if they play a good amount of games more than someone else. But
yeah, and then
imagine you have 64 games and you're like by far the best player in the league and you don't win. That's gonna cause some outrage. Not gonna lie. Like
it might.
imagine you tear your ACL and you're playing so you can win MVP. Like you play like a minute and you sit back down.
I wouldn't even be surprised if I saw them do that. Like,
I'm predicting this now. Like in the future years, someone will do that. Like for any award.
but that's literally 17 games
A lot of
that
people,
they can
but to
miss.
be honest, a lot of people will take the regular season more seriously because there is incentives if you make an All NBA team or if you win an award. You get
Yeah,
like
they get
hundreds
bonus.
of millions
Yeah,
more dollars. So a lot of them will take the regular season more seriously.
maybe they'll stop load managing games too. Oh my god, is that a ladybug? Is it dead? No, no.
Ladybugs are the cutest.
Sorry, that just ruined my day. It's dead.
How did it die? Fun fact, guys, we have like a ladybug nest somewhere in our house. I don't know where it is, but there's like millions of ladybugs in our house.
Stop. And I
But
accidentally
we love
killed.
them. We love the ladybugs.
I accidentally killed a ladybug the other day. It scared the shit out of me. I was doing my makeup and it came and I went boom. Like I literally smacked it like so hard against the wall and
You should know it's a ladybug. Like what other bugs do we have here? It's all the ladybugs love our
you can't catch
house.
me up. You cannot catch me off guard like that. You just can't.
Poor
But
ladybug.
anyways, we'll keep it right there.
But yeah, I do like the game restriction. But what do you think about the in-season tournament? I feel like there's so many mixed opinions on this.
I just think it's gonna be like funny. Like I think it's just gonna be like a funny event. Like I don't think it's gonna be serious. Like do you not see the NBA All Star game? Like do you think they're gonna take this seriously? Like unless there's
But
a
I
cash
heard
prize. But if there's
no,
a cash prize,
I did hear there's a cash prize, but like
like
what
they already make so much money. Like what kind of
exactly?
their
I feel like the
injuries.
contenders in the league, they don't want to add more games on top of what they already
And they
have
don't
to
want to risk
play.
injury. Like
Exactly.
Chet
So
Holmgren got injured in a preseason summer league game. Like you can get injured at any point. Like KD got injured, he slipped over a pile of
but
water,
I
and
do like it
so
cuz
you can't be
I
like
do really like it though because I feel like it makes the NBA more competitive. But if all these top teams are not going to really participate and they're going to like half-ass it, then there's really no point in season tournament. I guess we have to try it out in the first year and see if teams will actually try or try the hardest or whatever. But if they don't, I'm going to be a little annoyed.
I don't see the point though. I think it's gonna be fun to watch. I don't mind it, but if there's teams who are like horrible and there's teams that are good, is it just another NBA Finals? But there's literally no point. No point. There could be people missing. There could be people injured or get injured. Yeah, I don't really see it, but it's definitely gonna make the NBA some
It's so
money.
funny. We're going to
So
see teams like the Rockets play like it's the NBA Finals.
no, because they're still ass. They're still gonna be ass mid-season. Still gonna be ass at the end of the season. So
Imagine the prize for winning it is an automatic spot in the playoffs. That would be cool. I know that would be really confusing, but if they did that, then I feel like so many teams would try like will try really hard to win it, and it'll be so competitive.
yeah, but then a team who's good is just gonna end up winning it. Who are gonna make the playoffs anyways?
Yeah, but imagine it's like a play-in team, like the Lakers, for example. Like the Lakers won the play-in tournament, and then they automatically make the playoffs because of it. Let's talk about actually. Wait, first let's finish the NBA rules. But yeah, I actually like the idea a lot. And a lot of people that are hating it, I remember everyone hated the play-in, but then they ended up liking the play-in. That's why I feel like the same thing's gonna happen for this. And I feel like the NBA players will try because there is a prize if you win. So that's why I feel like people will try. But like I said, a lot of NBA players don't want to add more games onto the 82 games that they already have to play. That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna think a lot of them are not gonna try as hard or not try at all. They're gonna load manage like
They're
Kawhi.
gonna get
There's no
rid
way
of this.
Kawhi plays in it. There's no way Kawhi plays in an in-season tournament. Like I would
I
like
don't
bet.
blame them. They
I
can
will
get
bet
hurt.
my left. I will bet my left kidney that he won't. Anyways, there's also this other rule where I don't really understand it as much, but it's like where the high spending teams can't spend money basically. Because I know Draymond Green was ranting about it on Twitter. He was saying that the Warriors generate billions, so they should be able to spend millions on their players, and I definitely agree with him.
How much more money does he want?
I don't know. I feel
What?
like he definitely
He
deserves
doesn't
a lot
deserve as much
more.
money as LeBron. Like, please
But
get
at the
off your
same
high
time, if the
horse.
Warriors are making that much money, they should be able to give Draymond Green a lot of money because he's part of the reason that they are. Because I remember the Warriors. He said that the Warriors they bought the Warriors for like 500 million, and now they're worth
But
billions.
that's not fair because
So how can you not give Draymond Green, who's part of the reason why this team is the richest team in the league? How can you not give him the contract he deserves?
But then it's just gonna screw everything up because players are gonna go to teams that have big money, like the Bulls or the Knicks, and there's gonna be multiple players get paid a lot, and those teams are just gonna end up being like super teams, and then all of it is just gonna crumble and like not make any sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, I think it's all just confusing. But I am on Draymond's side here.
Like if they do that rule, the Lakers are gonna have more money, right? Kyrie's gonna go to the Lakers. They're gonna pay Kyrie. They're gonna pay LeBron, Kyrie, D'Lo, AD. Someone else is gonna come. Like they're gonna pay so many people. Like that's just gonna screw everything up. I understand why. Like they don't do that.
Yeah.
It just
Honestly,
doesn't
as
make
long
any
as the
sense.
Warriors, if we're being honest, as long as the Warriors don't win again, I'll be happy. But
But oh my god, you're gonna say Andrew Wiggins is back.
no, I was gonna say something about Anthony Davis. But yeah, continue about Andrew Wiggins. I'm so happy he's back.
I'm not like
No, just I'm happy that he's okay because that means if he's back, that probably means he's okay.
that doesn't mean shit because what is he gonna do at home just sitting there? Like
We don't even know what happened, man. You
yeah,
can't just
nobody.
assume.
I know, but like it's been weeks. Like if that rumor was true about his wife, you know what I mean? Like what is just sitting there gonna
There's
do?
no way that rumor is true. There is no way in hell that rumor is true because someone was just bored and made that rumor up. She even said, "I'm pretty sure that she denied it on
Yeah.
her TikTok or something." She denied it. Like that's so random. That happens in TV shows. Like that does not happen in real life.
Yeah, but if he comes back, I just don't want him to come back because the Warriors are desperately need him. They're 9-30 on the road. It's just they're so discombobulated.
The Warriors are so I just don't understand how bad the Warriors like are on the road. There's only 3 teams who have single digit road wins, and they're like the Pistons, Rockets, blah blah, all these lottery teams, and it's the Warriors.
So how do I really don't like? They were so much better last year too. They Gary Payton the second just started playing though, and then Andrew Wiggins comes back. They could definitely turn around, but it's kind of too late. There's like 2 games left of the regular season. I don't know what they can do, but I don't know.
Honestly, I'm still gonna keep my take that if, Andrew Wiggins comes back, the Warriors are going to the finals. I just feel like they are
Nah,
missing. I feel like they are
they're not
missing
going
Andrew
to.
Wiggins, who's a big part of their team, and they always do look scary. Like they always come back from wins, even though they didn't yesterday. But they really do need Wiggins back, and they're gonna win if they have Wiggins. Like I just have a feeling, and I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna accept it now. They're gonna win.
You're trying to jinx them so
I'm not
hard
trying
right
to jinx.
now.
I'm
Yes,
like
you are.
serious.
The
I'm
Lakers.
serious.
Do you not see the Lakers? LeBron is taking a back seat, and AD scoring.
Finally,
40.
LeBron's able to take a
I
back seat
know.
for once in his career.
That's the scary part. LeBron doesn't even need to take a back seat, but he can. So as he does, they're all getting better. They're all playing amazing. The defense, the depth,
the
everything.
Lakers, the Lakers,
are so
the
good.
Lakers, Warriors, Pelicans, and Clippers are tied in losses. So literally, any one of them could be the 5th seed and the 6th seed. I think they all are trying to avoid being the 5th seed.
Yeah, nobody wants to play the Suns, even though I do think the Warriors and the Lakers could beat the Suns.
The Suns are
But
6-0 since Kevin Durant's been when Kevin Durant plays. they're like really good. So I have no idea. For me, I feel like it's in the West. It's either going to be the Lakers, Nuggets. I mean, I'm sorry, not Nuggets. It's either going to be the Lakers, Warriors, or Suns that are going to make the finals. That's what I see, honestly.
You don't think the Nuggets have a chance?
I just think the Nuggets are just outside of Jokic. They just don't move me as much because
Yeah, but
I feel like the Lakers have more star power and more depth. The
Jokic.
Warriors have more star power and more experience. The Suns have more experience and star power. Outside of Jokic, I feel like you never know what you're gonna get from the other teams. I do
Jokic.
think Jamal Murray is really good,
Yeah, but Jokic
but
makes
other
Michael
than
Porter
that, I
Jr.
think you never know what you're gonna get from the other players. What?
Jokic makes Michael Porter Jr. literally look like prime Clay. Plus, Jamal Murray is a god in the playoffs sometimes. That's the big three right there.
Yeah,
Aaron
but
Gordon is a beast
Jamal
in
Murray
defense.
hasn't done that for like years now. You can't just assume he's gonna become
Yeah, but
bubble Jamal
he is
Murray
a
this
playoff
time.
raiser. He's a playoff raiser, and he is until he gets proven wrong. So
I just trust.
that's what
I'm just saying
expecting.
if it's healthy on LeBron, I don't even know if anyone could stop healthy LeBron and AD. Like the last time they were healthy, what
They
happened?
won.
Championship. That's the last time that they were healthy. They won a championship. But honestly, with AD, you never know if he's gonna be healthy or not. Like that's what the frustrating thing is watching Anthony Davis. Like he's on the floor every single possession, but then he gets up and plays, and then sometimes he's out for a couple of games and he comes back.
Yeah, if he gets hurt now, it's literally over for the Lakers.
And the thing is, AD can't even rest for the rest of the regular season because the rest of the games that they play is so important.
I mean, they have 2 games left. If they win the
No,
next 3 games, 3 games left. They win
3 or 4.
They just need to win at least like 1 game. I don't think they want to be in the play-in, but I don't think they want to verse the Suns. So they need to be like the 6th seed, not the 5th.
I feel like the Warriors with that loss yesterday are trying to avoid the Suns because there's just no way Steph Curry could ever play that bad, in my opinion. Even though he has, but I feel like
Curry is dodging the Suns.
I feel like in general they don't want to play the Suns in the first round.
No way Curry's dodging the Suns. That would be a legendary first round matchup. Oh my god.
That would literally be the Western Conference Finals in the first round. But honestly, it would make me happy because that means the Lakers don't have to deal with the Suns in the first round.
The Lakers could be either of those teams. Like, be real.
It just depends on if they're healthy or not. But I feel like the Lakers are healthy right now. LeBron has been coasting because Anthony Davis is dropping like 40. He dropped 40 the other day and like 20, almost 20 rebounds or something like that. And D'Lo and the Lakers are actually the past 20 games. The Lakers are 16-4, and they've been the past 20 games basically since the trade happened. They have the number 1 defensive rating in the league, best defense in the league. 16-4. They barely lost.
The funny thing is the Clippers kind of did get better with Russ, and the Lakers got better without Russ.
But D'Lo, LeBron, and AD are undefeated so far when they all play.
Nah, you can't tell me there's a team deeper than the Lakers. There's not a single team in the league deeper than the Lakers.
The thing is, Austin Reeves is such a bright spot for this team. He is such a smart, fundamental basketball player. He is a really good player. He is extremely efficient, so good offensively.
Yeah. He the depth there. Rui Hachimura
dropped 20 the other day
and
in
like
10,
5
right?
blocks.
Oh, 5 blocks. Rui is so good.
Finally, their team in the other game before that he didn't play because Darvin Ham literally said like, "Oh,
and
there's so many people to play."
And when Malik Beasley's going, stop.
I don't know about Malik. He has a few more games to prove himself because he hasn't been that great even since the trade.
Yeah, but I'm saying when he's like
Troy Brown is better.
Troy Brown is really good.
They have
I don't know why I keep yawning.
Too.
Like
they
what?
have from LeBron to Wenyen, from even Max Christie. I saw some people saying Max Christie should play over Malik Beasley. Like that's how deep the Lakers are.
Even Lonnie Walker. Every time Lonnie Walker gets an opportunity, he plays so good. But he usually gets DMPs because of how deep they are. But he's actually a really good player too.
I've been high on Lonnie Walker ever since.
I feel like the Lakers are definitely deeper than the Suns and the Warriors. But I know the good thing for Warriors fans is when Wiggins comes back, Anthony Lamb doesn't have to play anymore, and they hate Anthony Lamb.
Good.
And they got Gary Payton Jr. They basically have the same team as last year, but they have Dante DiVincenzo instead of Otto Porter. And Dante DiVincenzo is actually a really good basketball player. Like he's really good. That's what scares me is because they also are really deep too.
Yeah,
but I actually really I'm praying for a Suns versus Warriors first round.
All real NBA fans need it. They need it.
And the Lakers, I want the Lakers to be the 6th seed, so they verse the Kings in the first round, or the 7th seed, so they verse the Grizzlies. I feel like the Lakers could be any team in the first round except for the Suns.
Agreed.
But you're not high on the Warriors, but I am. I just feel like we're basically getting the same team as last year, almost. And they won the championship.
That was last year where the league was not as good. So now that the league, the West and the East are stacked, I don't think that they'll win this year. They're not even as good as they were last year. So we'll see. So like we should talk about the Mavs.
Can we not talk about that team? Just kidding. I'm mad at them because there's probably a chance they'll get a top 10 pick and the Knicks don't get it if they have a top 10 pick. Like why do they have to choose this year to be so bad? That you just traded for Kyrie Irving and you can't even win games.
It's sad because obviously they traded Kyrie in hopes of making the playoffs, and now they have plans to sit Kyrie and Luka out for the rest of the year. Well, there's like a couple games left. But
honestly, there was a good chance that they would make the playoffs if Kyrie wasn't there, because they were in the playoff picture, but they've lost like every game since he got traded. It's like kind of really weird.
It's like it's not even his fault. Like you cannot blame Kyrie for that. He dropped 41 and they lost. Like it's either like one of the things definitely is.
I just think the team the team in general is just not good. They're not good at all.
Like it just doesn't make sense.
Like if Tim Hardaway Jr. is the third best player, you're probably a bad team. Last year they had Jalen Brunson. People are like saying this shit about Luka, saying that he makes his teammates worse and stuff. Are they okay? He literally made the Western Conference Finals last year. They basically don't have the same team as last year. They lost Brunson, Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith. It's just not the same team, and I feel bad for Luka. He's been putting up unbelievable numbers this year, and they're gonna miss the playoffs. And Shams tweeted that they're probably gonna shut down Luka and Kyrie for the rest of the year so they can get the pick.
But then guess what?
What?
They did all of that for Kyrie to leave.
Oh my
god. It's sad. I don't think he's gonna do that. Maybe I'll give him another year.
If they give him a really good, really, really, really good contract, he's gonna stay, but I don't think he wants to stay with poverty. Like they've lost like almost all their games. He does not look happy there. Even Luka said he doesn't look happy. Which is bad.
Like if Luka looks sad, he literally said his joy is gone. Like I think he's trying to hit Kyrie to get the hell out of there. Like before it's too late. I don't know.
Luka is definitely not going to stay there for his whole career. Like I said in the last episode, I said that the NBA now is not as loyal as it used to be. Not at all, not close. And he's not going to be like Dirk. He's not going to stay with the team despite so many mediocre years. He wants to win. And he's going to leave if he can.
Yeah.
And this could have been the team. This could have been a team if Kyrie was good. I mean, if they've been good since Kyrie, that he like knows for a fact he wants to be a Mav for life. I don't think he's gonna be a Mav for life. I just don't see it.
I mean, that's what people were saying about Giannis. That they thought.
But look what Giannis. They got Giannis help. They got Giannis help. Remember they traded for Jrue Holiday. People were saying that they traded too much for Jrue Holiday. Remember, they traded so many draft picks and stuff. And what happened? They won a championship with Jrue Holiday.
Except that's not gonna happen to Luka. He's not gonna win a championship with Kyrie unless they get help. Unless they get some depth.
Giannis definitely did risk it all by trading for Jrue Holiday, but it worked out. They won a championship with him. Now he's their second best player, All-Star. There's a chance that they're gonna go to the finals. But with Luka, they definitely need to try harder. At the time, everyone loved the Kyrie trade, but I was definitely skeptical because they did trade a lot. And outside of those two, that team is not good at all.
Plus, like, Kyrie has a chance to leave, so trading all of that was not a good idea.
It just sucks because Mark tried. Mark Cuban really tried. He wants Luka to stay.
Like, Kyrie. Like, he got Kyrie, like, a big-ass superstar, and it didn't work. Like, at that point...
Imagine the Mavs. They get a top 10 pick, right? Because they'll be in the lottery, basically. And they get the first pick and they get Victor Wembanyama. Imagine that happens. Which is probably not likely, but that would actually be kind of crazy. It's definitely not likely. But that would mean the league is rigged. Like imagine Luka, Kyrie and Wembanyama. That would probably make Kyrie stay. But did you see that play by Victor that got posted everywhere? He rebounded his missed three and got a put back after on a rebound of his missed three. I don't think I've ever seen that in the NBA.
He's unreal. He's unreal.
I've never seen the NBA.
I'm kind of mad at the Bulls.
As
for
a
not
prospect,
tanking.
he is obviously one of, if not the greatest prospects ever. Like, you don't see someone with that height being such a great shooter.
Yeah.
Like, he's almost 8 feet. He's almost 8 foot tall, literally, and he has handles, can block shots. A lot of people are really concerned about his physique and stuff because he's skinny and tall, but I think he'll be fine. He definitely will be a monster in the league. There's no doubt about it.
Just like you said, he is very skinny. So I just hope he doesn't get bullied. I'm kind of mad at the Bulls for not tanking for Victor.
But the Bulls have been so good since getting Patrick Beverley. Like, every time I look through the game
we came
logs,
back
they
from,
won. The Bulls
yeah.
won.
Like, we came back from 20-something yesterday and then won by 20-something. I don't know what's wrong with us. We're so bipolar. Like, we beat good-ass teams and then sometimes we just lose to bad teams. Like, and last year, we beat every bad team but lost every good team. Like, so bipolar. But I love Kobe White. He really improved. I used to be like trade Kobe White, but now I never want him to go. Like, I love this team. I just want to keep building from this team. I think we could be so good next year too. And we finally got our confidence back and our chemistry.
You woke up.
What?
For me, the Bulls are just not going anywhere. Like, their ceiling is bottom first round exit. Like, bottom seed, first round.
Ironic.
What do you mean ironic? We're gonna win the first round this year. The Knicks are beating the Cavs this year. I'm telling you guys right now, the Knicks will beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round by 6 games.
You're so hilarious. You think you're gonna beat Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Jarrett Allen?
First of all,
Mobley.
we are a deeper team than them. Like, their bench is not great at all. Besides Caruso, it's not great.
It's the playoffs. I'm pretty sure they outweigh you in terms of talent. Just right there, 7 people deep.
The second we foul out Jarrett Allen or Mobley, we will destroy them in the paint.
They're gonna block you every chance they get. Like,
they will get fouled out. I promise you. We take a lot of our shots in the paint. They will foul out. I do think as a basketball team, we're better than them. Their defense is better, but our offense is better. So it's gonna be like really tough. But I think the Knicks will beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round.
What? Donovan Mitchell will get 60 on your asses. By the way, with that weak ass defense, get out of here.
People underestimate Mitchell Robinson. He's one of the best shot blockers in the league. I know we don't have two shot blockers.
Of Mitchell Robinson.
I know we don't have two shot blockers, but at least we have one, and I feel like he is really good. And we actually have a good defense too. We have Quentin Grimes is good. Josh Hart. Emmanuel quickly. We have a good defense too. Yeah, even when I hope Miles McBride plays because he is really good defensively too.
I hope that'd be such a good first round matchup.
I'm praying. I'm really praying this doesn't bite me. Like, I'm praying it doesn't because this is gonna go everywhere. But I do believe in the Knicks. We beat them without Julius Randle the other day, like by a lot. Like, we beat them by like 14 without Julius Randle. I know. I think they were missing someone too, but like, come on, we were missing Julius Randle, our best player, or our second best player, one of them. But yeah, I'm really high on the Knicks this year. I feel like if we beat the Cavs, I don't even know who we verse next. It'll probably be Philly or Celtics or whatever. We're definitely losing, but I just feel like we could be. Obviously I remember saying I was high on the Cavs, but their depth doesn't move me at all. But their backcourt is scary, really scary, and their front. They're scary. Their starting five is scary.
Yeah, you know what team is looking scary? The Pelicans. Imagine they had Zion.
Imagine Zion. I like Miss Zion a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
He's also close to coming back.
He's such an interesting player and entertaining player. No one can guard him, but he's just been so unlucky. Like, I really want him to beat these overweight allegations that everyone says.
He looks good. There is no overweight.
Yeah, a lot of people think he's just too big to play basketball, which is why he always gets injured. But
that's not even it. There are bigger players who don't get injured. So
What do you mean? What other bigger players that jump like Zion does? Are you okay in the head?
Maybe not in
Not
the
a single.
NBA. Maybe
Do you not
somewhere
see Zion's
else.
vertical? Zion should not be able to jump that high. He has one of the highest verticals in NBA history, which is crazy.
So you just said he should be able to beat the allegations, and then you just contradicted yourself, and you're like, "Have you seen how like yeah?"
What are you talking about?
So
Are
is
you
he
dumb?
overweight or not?
I'm not saying he's overweight. I'm saying people are saying he's overweight. I'm saying he's fit, but his body, when you're like, obviously
you're
when you're
basically
bigger,
saying he needs
he's
to lose
big.
weight.
I'm not saying he needs to lose weight.
You're basically saying he needs to lose weight because he should be jumping that.
You're pissing me off.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
saying that Zion, obviously he's bigger than most NBA players and he jumps higher than most NBA players. But if you're that big and you're jumping up and down like he is, you're more prone to getting injured. So maybe he should lose a little weight so he can stop getting injured as much. But he is fit.
He lost so much
He is
weight.
fit. I know that. But he is definitely fit and obviously an amazing basketball player. But it's just hard like if you keep landing on your legs like that, you're going to get injured because that's just a lot of weight you're putting on your legs. So it is you are prone to getting injured.
So he should just stop playing so aggressively until like he's like completely healed. I don't know.
Yeah, it just sucks because he's such an interesting player and I love watching him play. And I just wish he comes back soon because Brandon Ingram is playing amazing. Like he's been playing better than any player in the league right now. The past like 10 games or so, he's been playing the best.
Yeah, he's like 35 plus, like 30 plus.
He's getting
for, like, the past
triple
10 games,
doubles.
so-
Like he's playing great.
He had his first 2 triple doubles like games after each other. He's definitely stepping up. He was not good in the beginning of the year. When he was playing with Zion, he wasn't as good, but I don't know. I think he thrives without Zion. I think he wants to be like a first option type. To be honest,
But the Pelicans are a really good team, and imagine if they get Zion back. I feel like they are probably still a first round exit, but they'll definitely make it really hard for whoever they verse in the first round. So hard. If anything, they could definitely beat the Grizzlies in the first round if they match up against them with healthy Zion. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not high on the Grizzlies. Like,
Don't forget the
Ja
Pelicans
Morant
were at the top of the league before Zion got injured.
Yeah, the Grizzlies just like they're definitely not as good as last year. Desmond Bain is not as good as last year. Dylan Brooks stinks.
Desmond Bain was so good
John
like in the
Morant
beginning
is
of the season.
having identity crisis. Like I don't know. Somebody asked him. He said he's not the leader of the team. He's not the best player on the team. Okay.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he said that. He's like, this is not my team. Like,
It's
was like,
Jaren
what?
Jackson Jr.'s team.
I mean, that's
But I want
to
I want to go back on what I said about Jaren Jackson Jr. I remember saying he shouldn't have been an All-Star, but he 100% deserves to be an All-Star. He is leading the best defense in the league.
second seed
Second seed, they won so many games without Ja Morant. He led them. He's just been so good, and he definitely. I feel like he should 100% be Defensive Player of the Year this year.
I agree. He's unreal. Like
I feel like the reason I'm gonna take him over Brook Lopez is because the Bucks have multiple great defenders on the team. Like for example, they literally have Giannis, who's a top 5 defender, and Drew Holiday, who's a top guard defender, and they're all on the same team. But the Grizzlies still have a better defensive rating, which is crazy because they do not have as many as elite defenders as the Bucks, which means that Jaren Jackson is doing more for the Grizzlies defensively. That's what I think. And he's averaging 3.5 blocks per game. I know he's averaging three blocks a game plus, which is crazy because that would rank like top 5 in NBA history. I checked.
That's crazy. Jaren Jackson.
He is literally a
he's gonna
block
win.
machine. I know people keep posting Brook Lopez's blocks, but Jaren Jackson
like
Jr. is
7,
blocking more.
because he had like 7 in a game. the other
Yeah,
day,
but Jaren Jackson Jr. is literally blocking more shots. He is great, like just a great player. Does everything for the team. Like he doesn't really have a weakness in the game, really. Besides maybe you could say he's inconsistent sometimes scoring wise, but defensively he impacts the game so much, like Rudy Gobert level impact. So I definitely don't think this is true, but like a lot of people were claiming it was because they think there's some inside
TikTok detectives.
Exactly. They were saying that Andrew Wiggins' wife, the kids that she shares with Andrew Wiggins aren't his, that they're his best friends. Like what? Like who's that boy that came up with this rumor? Like, are you okay in the head? Like I remember someone said that she disproved it or said it wasn't true. But like how do you just come up with that and get like some people to believe it? Like the problem with social media is now people believe everything that they see. It's really, really bad.
That's how accounts like Boss Hack Sports and Butt Crack Sports like go viral because there's people who you can tell there's some people who are chronically online, people who are middly online.
Like you.
I'm middly online, okay? I'm not chronically online. But the middly online and the chronically online people
You
know
just
like,
made up a
oh,
word, middly.
shut up. They just know like, oh, that's fake. That's definitely not real. But then the people who occasionally go on Twitter, occasionally go online, they see like, these things and they believe them and they spread them, you know? So that's I think what happened, like especially on TikTok too. Like
It's
people
bad
who don't even
because
watch basketball are like, oh shit, like they just like the drama, they like the gossip. So like I don't know.
like someone was really bored when they made up this rumor because it's just ridiculous. But and so many people believed it too, which is crazy. People believe everything that they hear. The number one thing that you need to do is not believe everything that you hear, especially on the internet, because people make shit up all the time, like literally all the time. But thank God Andrew Wiggins. I don't even know if he's okay or not, but hopefully he's okay. He's coming back. Can't wait to see him play again. So a recent ESPN straw poll, like for the MVP, came out, and Embiid was at the top.
As he should be. I have Embiid winning
But
this year.
Jokic had more first place votes, which is kind of weird. But Embiid had more overall votes, so he was number one.
It's just a weird thing. Like the most random people get to vote, so you don't really know where their heads are going to be at or where their biases lie, because a lot of people who are
Like
like,
that
oh,
time,
advanced stats, and then some people are like, oh,
like that time LeBron should have been the first. Like that time LeBron should have been the first unanimous MVP, but a Boston voter voted for Carmelo Anthony. But I'm so mad 'cause LeBron, even though I love Melo, Curry fans get to say that Curry was the first unanimous MVP when LeBron should have been the first unanimous MVP. That's what gets me mad.
it's not that serious. But for real, like this is Embiid's year. Like at this point, 3 games left. It's his award to lose. But at the same time, Jokic is like,
But Jokic
he's
has
pushing,
missed.
like,
Jokic has missed like the past couple games, so it's not going to help his case.
yeah, but there's like a couple games left. He's been playing good because he came back like 2 games ago.
That's kind of weird because he has a calf injury too. Like if it's kind of bad, what if like he's not even ready for the playoffs?
So I feel like yeah, he's trying to play like the rest of the games to try to win. But at the same time, I don't think Jokic cares about MVP anymore. I think he'd rather not win MVP this year because I don't think he wants to win because
He'll be
if
under the
he
most
wins
pressure, like
and
way
loses,
under
he'll
the
get
most
even. He
pressure.
already has 2 MVPs. I mean, obviously having 3 is crazier, but if you win 3 and lose and not even make the finals, then I
You'll
don't
get
know.
stunned beyond belief. That's it. But yeah, I feel like it's just destined for him to lose in the playoffs this year. So if he does win that MVP, it's gonna be very crazy on Twitter. Like Twitter will be on fire.
Yep. I'm actually
But
can't wait. But
I
at the
really
same
hope
time,
Embiid does win because I feel like he should have won last year, and he didn't. And this year, I feel like he has been the best player in the league. A lot of people are sleeping on Giannis though. Giannis, best record in the league, has been playing amazing. Probably, I feel like he's been playing a little worse than Embiid. That's why I'd take Embiid over him. But I feel like Giannis has been better than Jokic. Like I don't
I
care
don't
what anyone
think
says.
no. Giannis
I
is
think
not.
Giannis has been
Nah,
better than
Jokic.
Jokic.
Jokic has been. It's been Embiid, then Jokic, then Giannis. I mean,
It's kind
Giannis
of
is
crazy
crazy,
because
but his team is good. Yeah, his team is insanely good without
I
him.
saw this video where someone was asking all the college players in March Madness like who they think is the MVP, and they all said Embiid, and um some said Giannis, but most of them said
There's no
Embiid.
way
It's
anyone
just
thinks
crazy because
that.
no one really respects like Jokic. No one really respects him.
It's you can do 2 things. You can say Embiid deserves it, and you cannot, and you can respect Jokic and what he does. Because some people just use this as an excuse to like hate on Jokic, but what he is doing is still unreal. He's averaging a triple double, and his team best record in the West, and nobody makes his team better than Jokic does. That's just facts. Nobody makes their team as good as Jokic.
Yeah, but like Embiid has been a powerhouse this year from all
I still
levels.
think I know I still think, but I still think Embiid deserves it. But Jokic 100% still second,
Embiid is
and then
having
Giannis third.
Embiid is having one of the best seasons out of the past 10 years. He's definitely up there, like top 5, probably, or even higher. That's how crazy Embiid has been this year. But it's crazy because this is the most stacked MVP race I've seen in so long. Just because the top 3 either of them can win MVP, and they all have a real legitimate case to win. So most of the time it's just one person who probably wins by like a lot. But now it's just they're all like crazy. Like they'd each win. Like Giannis would win most years if it wasn't this year. Embiid would win every year if it wasn't this year. What's his name? Jokic would win most years if it wasn't this year. That's how crazy this MVP race is.
Yeah, but the goalpost is always moving too. Like you don't know if it's the best player on the best team, which would be Giannis, because the Bucks have the best record in the league, or the player who makes his teammates the best, which would be
It's funny because
Jokic. Wait,
Nuggets.
and then the other one is the player who's playing the best, which is Embiid. Those are three different storylines that you could choose, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to be Embiid.
Yeah, I feel like he's probably the betting favorite right now. But yeah, I really want Embiid to win. I hope I hope the Sixers go far this year, but I don't trust Doc Rivers. He just always makes questionable decisions, like against the Bucks yesterday or the other day. They lost because I feel like I literally blamed it on Doc Rivers. His lineups were really bad. He's just always confused, and James Harden even looked bothered by Doc Rivers too.
Doc Rivers, why is he still coaching this league?
They should have fired him last year.
He's proven multiple times he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what he's doing. I don't really know, man. I don't.
He should have been fired already. But enough about him. Thank you guys so much for watching this whole video. We appreciate you guys so much. If you can like, subscribe to all our channels, we'd appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Have a great day, guys.